This is the review for test 3, problem number 6. It says to use elimination to solve the system of equations. Identify the system as consistent or inconsistent. If the system is consistent, state whether the equations are dependent or independent. So before we work on the problem, let's talk about that terminology because that is going to be on the test. So, if you solve the system and you find that there are infinite solutions, then that will mean that the system is consistent and dependent. If you solve the system and you find that there are no solutions, then that will tell you that the system is inconsistent and independent. And if you solve the system and it has one solution, then that means that the system is consistent and independent. But you have to solve the system first before you know that, unless it's given to you in graphical form. All right, so let's go solve this system using elimination. Well, since there's a negative y and a positive y, in the first equation has a negative y, the second one has a positive y, all we have to do is add those two equations together. When we add them together, 1x plus 2x is 3x. The y and the negative y makes 0, so they're gone. And then we've got 11 plus 19, which is 30. Divide both sides by 3, and you get x equals 10. Now our answer is going to be an ordered pair, and what we've done so far is found the x value of that ordered pair. We need to go back in and find the y value. So to find the y value, I take one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to take the bottom one. So I take 2 times x, but x I now know is 10. So 2 times 10 plus y has to equal 19. That gives me 20 plus y equals 19. Subtract 20 from both sides, and I get y equals a negative 1. Now, I would just check myself. So to do a check, I want to use the equation that I didn't get those numbers from. So I'm going to use the x minus y equals 11 equation and plug in my x and my y. So x is 10 minus y, which is minus a negative 1, which makes it plus 1, and that's supposed to equal 11, and it does. Therefore, I know this is the correct solution. Now let's talk about whether it's dependent, independent, or which one it is. And since it has one solution, then this system is consistent and independent.